newsletter. Today I'm here with sisters, Amber and Amy. And they're both going to the USPDF competition this March. So, how did you guys get started in pole dance?
I was the one who started it because I was actually in college. I was a dance major, and I was looking up dance videos on YouTube just for fun, ballet videos, all this kind of stuff, and I saw Miss Pole Dance Australia, and I was like, what the heck is that? Because I've never been to a strip club, I've never seen pole dancing before, and out of curiosity I just clicked on it, and it was Felix Kane and her 2006 winning number, and I was just like completely awestruck and just thought it was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen, and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to try that. So I looked up a studio in the area and I tried it, and I was hooked from the first time. And you can tell them how you
So then Amber got into it, and she calls me on my birthday a couple of years ago. And I was in Paris at the time, so I was just walking the streets of Paris. Amber calls me to say happy birthday, and she says, so do you want a pole dancing class for your birthday? And when I heard that, at first I was like, what are you talking about? And she's like, don't worry, I'll send you this video, look at it, and then tell me what you think. And she sends me the video of Felix Kane, and I watch it, and I'm like, there is no way I could ever do any of that. She's crazy. And but somehow, I can't really remember how, but somehow she convinced me to go to a class in Irvine, where she started at OC Pole Fitness, and I hated it. It was horrible. I couldn't do anything.
Really?
I got really frustrated.
You're like,
but
I'm done.
somehow I liked it. The very first class, I got so frustrated. I just.
Well, it's good you stuck with it.
Yeah, I kind of like forced her to come with me to the studio once we moved back to my parents' house. And we started at Potential. I would go in all the time, and I'd be like, come on, Amy, come with me, and I'd like make her come with me, and she didn't like really want to come, but I just would make her come with me anyways. So eventually, once the pain goes away, you start to really like it. So she got into it eventually.
So you're a pole instructor, right?
Yes,
Potential?
Potential. Yes, Redwood City.
Yep. And so do you work there too, or are you just a student?
I was just a student, and Amber taught me everything I know. And I just recently, I'm in the process of training to become an instructor.
Good.
At Potential.
Well, so how long have you been pole dancing?
Let's see. Well, my very first class was in March of 2008, so almost 2 years now.
Yeah, the very first class was in June of 2008, but I think I've seriously been doing it for about a year.
Yeah.
What do your parents think about the pole dancing sisters?
My mom was a professional dancer. And did all kinds of shows, and worked in Vegas for a little bit. She never did anything like pole, but Vegas style, Broadway style, all that kind of stuff. So she had done, I think, aerial hoop before, and other kind of aerial stuff as part of the show. So she knew a little bit about it, and she's, we're French. My family's French. We grew up there and moved here in '98. So the European culture in general is a lot more open to that kind of stuff. So my mom was not fazed at all. She was like, oh, that's really cool. Let me try it. And then my dad also, not fazed by it. And it just doesn't hold the same, stigma, I think, in Europe that it does here, and my dad has always he has 4 daughters, poor thing, no sons, and has always wanted us to lift weights, and none of us would ever go with him to the gym. And so I think just seeing like the actual muscle building that we did from pole, he completely took it seriously, and I was like, yeah, that's a really good workout. So my parents have no problem with it.
Good.
We were training our abs yesterday, and my dad passes by, and he's like, you two are like my Iron Women.
Yeah, he's all proud, so yeah.
Okay, so you're both going to the USPDF competition this March, and you're doing the pro, and you're in the amateur division, right? Yep. So have you ever competed in anything before, Amy?
Yes. I, like Amber, I did ballet my entire life. So I do have a dance background, and during high school we competed with the ballet team and eventually the jazz team just 1 year. So I did compete, I think for about 3 years I was involved in dance competitions.
Oh,
so it's not my very first time competing.
Right.
But
solo.
Yeah.
We
Solo,
only did
it is
group
my first
dances.
time.
So,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is my first time solo. I've never competed solo.
Yeah. Have you ever been to a pole competition? Did you go see Amber?
Yes, I did. I did go see Amber. It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
Yeah, and Amber is the USPDF West Coast winner.
Yeah.
So she gets to compete in the pro. And okay, so you both have a dance background then. And have you been dancing since you were really little?
5.
Yeah, since I was
Both.
6.
So our mom was a professional dancer and eventually became a dance teacher. So all 3 of my sisters and I, we all danced as young people.
Wow.
So yeah.
Cool. So do you have a move that is your favorite move? Either one of you?
There's a lot of moves I really love, but I love doing a good jade. I'm just really picky about what is a good jade. I'm like a jade snob. If it's not perfectly flat, it just is not worth even doing. It just has to be flat. So I love jade.
And
I do like jade. It's very impressive. But I think my favorite move is butterfly. I just find it a beautiful move. Just I like watching others do it who do it really well. I think I really like butterfly also.
What do you guys do outside of pole dance? Are you students? Are you
I am a master's student. I'm getting my master's in education. I just finished my teaching credentials, so I'm an elementary school. I will be an elementary school teacher hopefully next year.
Cool.
And I'm finishing my prerequisites for graduate school. I'll be starting graduate school next fall. In the process of deciding where for physical therapy. So actually my big goal I've decided is once I know enough to create a physical therapy program specifically designed for pole dancers and
we need
wrist, elbow, shoulder, exactly. And it's really an area that's lacking, I think, in the pole dance community.
Understand?
Yeah,
we do.
On the medical level, like because when you go to a doctor right now and you tell them you're a pole dancer, they don't really understand what that means and the level of stress you're putting on your joints and what needs to be done. So I think that I'm really excited about getting to a point where I can actually do something like that. So that's a big goal of mine.
Yeah, that's great. Well, thank both of you guys for coming. It was great to finally talk to you and sit down.
Thanks for having us.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.